Well, good day. Today is Good Friday. It's the fifth day in our series of walking through Holy Week through the lens of the Hebrew marriage ceremony. And Good Friday for us is the day that we remember Christ's death and his crucifixion. What a glorious thing he did, a sacrifice he made so that we could be united with him and his Father. In regards to the marriage ceremony, it's the day that the bridegroom departs. You'll remember that the groom and the bride go through the ceremonial washing and they exchange gifts and their vow is sealed over a cup of wine. And then finally, the bridegroom departs. And this second phase will begin where he's gone for a year or perhaps longer. He returns to his father's house to prepare a bridal chamber. John 14:2 tells us that in my Father's house there's many rooms. If that were not so, I wouldn't have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And that's essentially what Jesus is doing. As the bridegroom, he is going to be leaving us, his bride, and going to prepare a bridal suite for us. At this point, the bridegroom leaves and he goes to his father's house to prepare this bridal chamber for his bride. And it's understood as the man's duty to prepare this place, this home for he and his bride. He goes and he builds a house and he's preparing for the eventual wedding. But before he goes, he makes a statement to the bride, I am going to prepare this place for you. And if I go, I will return. So as we walk through Good Friday, there's this somber tone, and that's appropriate. We walk through this day and we remember that it was our sins that put him on the cross, that he died in place of us, and there's this somberness, and that is good, that's appropriate. We need to spend time thinking about that. But we also need to remember the promise. He says that if I go, I am going to return for you. Now, there's a second piece to this. It's not just the groom that is going and has a responsibility. The bride has a responsibility as well. The bride is to be consecrated and set apart for a period of time while the bridegroom is away preparing. Revelation 21:2 says, And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. Before the bridegroom could go and get the bride, the groom's father had to be satisfied with the preparations that the son had made. That's interesting, isn't it? That the bridegroom is Jesus and the father being God. God the Father has to give the signal. Okay, this is good and it is prepared and you can go and get your bride. Matthew 24:36 says that no one knows about the day or the hour, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son himself, only the Father. So we are in this period of waiting. We're waiting for the Father to say yes. All the preparations are ready. Go and get your bride. Only then, when all the preparations are made, could the Father give permission to the Son to go and get the bride. In other words, while the bridegroom was working on the bridal chamber, it was the Father who okayed that work. So today, yes, today is Good Friday, and it is a day that we remember the brutality of Christ's death. But we also must remember the promise. He said, if I go, I will return to you. And we know, obviously, that on Easter Sunday he returns, but then he goes again, and this time we don't know when. We don't know the time of his return. We wait patiently for the Father to give his okay to the Son, and for the Son to come and get his bride. And in that time of waiting, we, his bride, are to be set apart. We're to be sanctified. We're to be preparing ourselves to be the bride of Christ. As you go through today, I hope you ponder the weight of the cross, but I hope too that you hold on to that promise and that you think through ways that you are set apart? What are the ways that you are preparing yourself as the bride of Jesus Christ? God bless, and we'll see you tomorrow.